It's not every day that you and I get a chance to talk with a rock star right here in our community. But today is that day. Shannon Anderson, welcome to Spirit 1053. It is so nice to meet you.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
It's an absolute honor having you here. How did Bikes for Foster Kids get started?
Well, my husband and I have been foster parents over 14 years, and we got a teen who had just turned 13 and needed a bike. So we went to go get a bike and then realized we are all in the same boat. Every foster parent who gets a kid with nothing or a small bag of belongings, they still need a bicycle. So I have the most fabulous gifting group in all of Washington. They are amazingly generous. And I asked for 10 bikes the first year. That was 7 years ago. And that year we got 56 kids bikes. And now for a calendar year, we typically gift close to 200 bikes annually.
Oh, my word.
And we just do it out of our garage.
Wow.
And that always confuses people because they think we're a bike shop. It's just here. My husband and I set aside April and May to stock the garage with bikes, and then now we get to park inside again.
I mean, that is just exceptional. What does a bike mean to a kid, Shannon? Because I remember, some of my best summer days were spent on a bike.
Right, absolutely. So we're talking kids who possibly by age 15 have not had a bike. And so I've had 15-year-olds in tears with gratitude, not even quite understanding that this was their bike. I'm not letting them borrow it. It is theirs to keep.
Oh.
And so just that overwhelming emotion that comes from, this is my first bike. I now have the freedom to visit friends. I have the freedom to bike when other kids are biking. I have the freedom to, if I'm an older teen, get to a job or a training or anything else that other kids are participating in. And for little kids, I try very hard to get a little bit of information, mostly color or a character that they really enjoy. And if we can, we try to match that when the child comes to pick up their bike.
Yeah.
So it's even more special because it looks like you know them, you know what they like. And if they want the pink girly bike, they get the pink girly bike. If they're a Spider-Man fan, we'll do whatever we can to find or fund a Spider-Man bike. So it's kind of a fun challenge, but I want everybody to go away with the bike that they love and that makes them feel special and proud and that they're excited to ride.
It's just awesome. What was the event like on Saturday? Take us there. What did you see, Shannon?
The event on Saturday was one of the smoothest running events that we've had to date. People were, I think, finally understanding that I always give the message, if this was your child's first bike, would they look at that bike and say, I'm so excited, I'm so proud to be riding this bike? And so donors were really exceptional this year in taking a good hard look at the bike they wanted to donate, and therefore it minimized a lot of our time that gets put into trying to reconstruct a bike, which really oftentimes is more expensive than just having donors put in for a new bike. So we had wonderful bikes donated this year. We had more new bikes donated than ever before. It was beautiful weather, and we don't always get the beautiful weather. And just community members from all different walks of life coming together one day, embracing the work that needed to be done. And we had Jessica from Project Serve here, which was a beautiful addition because every caregiver then, as soon as we finish their bike, I send them a message, come pick up their bike. So caregivers from all over our region were coming with all their kids or adopted kids or foster kids. They all got cookies and drinks and a new bike and a water bottle. And we had many helmets donated new. And that was also a special thing this year that people really left with a lot of gratitude in their hearts. I think all of us in different ways that could provide this for the community and the children and the caregivers that really just need a lot of assistance. It's a really hard job that people are called to do. They need some recognition.
Yes.
And it was a perfect day. We finished 115 bikes in about 6 hours.
Wow.
And they each get a bow, they each get a water bottle, they each get a tag with a personalized tag, and we have them all finished, and I have 5 I need to deliver.
I mean, that's got to be the best feeling ever. You're right now sitting in an empty garage where Saturday you couldn't even walk in. There were so many bikes. Shannon, all of this goodness started because you and your husband made a really cool decision. Why did you guys decide to become foster parents?
Well, we like to joke that we had 2 wonderful, beautiful bio kids, and we said, hey, we're nailing this. Let's adopt. And then we got licensed as foster parents, and we have since adopted 2 children, one through the foster care system. When you ask me this question, I think it's the message I want to get out to people is that the biggest thing I hear people say is, you're a foster parent. I couldn't do that. I would get too attached. And I think that people really need to, I feel that as an adult, that's looking inward as a selfish act, because that means you are the one feeling like, oh, this would hurt when I have to give this love to a child.
Yes.
This would hurt me when I have to let them go. And the real core of it is you're giving that love and safety and attention and providing all those needs that that child needs. And it's never about how you as a parent or an adult manage your feelings around that. And so I think that's people's go-to when they say, I can't do that, or I won't do that, or my house isn't big enough. And we really need people to step up and do the things that our children in the community really need us to do, and set aside those worries about how our feelings are going to be. And so we really had to do that. That's not to say this is the hardest job I've ever done or had, but I'd like that message to go out. And if you know a foster parent, they absolutely know about attachment and loss. And so go buy them a pizza, take their kids to a movie, let them have, 2 hours to rest. Those are all amazing things that we always all appreciate.
Oh, I think that's wonderful. What's the most rewarding thing about being a foster mom for you?
Well, okay. Ideally, the purpose of foster care is for families to reunite. So when you really can take the time to get to know parents who are struggling, when you can support them on their journey to sobriety and housing and employment, that is the very best feeling, because you've not only helped that child, but you've helped them be able to maintain in their family of origin. You've helped their family feel like they are not just doing things wrong all the time in the community. They are doing good. They're doing what we need them to do to all participate fully in society. And that is part of the job. It is surrounding and embracing an entire family that is in crisis and helping them get back on the road. And I think that that's the most rewarding thing, to see a child go back home, for the family to have success, and for them to really blossom and become the whole that they needed to be in the first place.
That is sacred work, Shannon, what you just described. And it's true. What they say about your comfort zone, it's beautiful, but nothing ever grows there.
Right. No, exactly. It is a very uncomfortable job. Last week, I had to worry about all kids' stuff smelled like mess, and I was worried there was fentanyl in their bags after my dog's kids and my own people, watched them just pull out their things all over our living room. So there's a lot of really hard, dirty work that you have to do. So you also have to have the heart for that. But I think also the lived experience to know I'm not better than you. I think we have to remember that.
Absolutely. How does God show up at an event like Saturday at Bikes for Foster Kids? Where do you see him moving?
Well, I think it's the idea that we can all come together. It's always remarkable to me every year, the variety of people we have, all different walks of life come together, people who may not ever speak to each other again, be on different paths philosophically or morally or spiritually, and we all have a great day, and we all work together, and we see that it's all about being a community, and it's all about loving on families that do this hard work and loving on the kids who most need it, and being so patient and understanding. And so I always just appreciate my wonderful volunteers and everybody who works hard to put this together. So we got to do it. There's a need. We have to fill it.
Well, I am so glad that you are filling this need. Shannon, you and your husband, Everett, you're wonderful. Thank you for catching the spirit in Snohomish and beyond. And I hope we'll talk again.
Okay, great. Thank you, Erica.